Fair warning, this video contains spoilers up through the sacrifice. If you saw the first video, you already know how this works, so I'm not going to explain it again. Let's rock. Harrow's Thurible still works when killing ships with a railjack turret. When you begin throwing a glaive in air, you don't lose any height like with a normal aim glide. Wisp's Breach Surge has no range limit on the teleport to her reservoirs. Revenant's Reeve has no startup when used during Dance Macabre, allowing you to just straight up fly. You can actually find Little Duck on the map during the Prophet Taker boss fight. She'll periodically snipe at enemies, but to be honest, I've never really noticed it. Whenever MOAs are spawned on Eris, they'll show up with the name Corpus Walker. Pet MOAs will play an emote after every 5 kills or so, as long as they have an emotive module. This means that having no module actually boosts their DPS a little bit. When wielding an arc gun outside of Arcwing, the amount of time you can aim glide for is massively reduced. Allied Spectres and on-call crewmates will kneel if you don't do anything for a while, I presume to prevent AFK farming. Umbra actually does this too. You can interact with these showers on Uranus. If only you'd do this in real life. If you subsume Loki's decoy and place it on another Warframe, the decoy's appearance will match the Warframe that you placed it on. Wisp's Agile animation set causes Warframes that have 2 forms, like Equinox and Zaku, to split into both forms during its idle animation. When you get this spawn tile on Uranus, waiting long enough lets you see this giant lank swim by. When you disarm a Shockwave MOA, they'll periodically start launching explosive barrels. When using Avara's Prowl on a Murgu, it drops a Kuwaka Spinal Claw for some reason. You can wall jump off of enemies, dealing a small amount of damage and refreshing your jump. If you enter Void mode when interacting with an object, you can still Void Dash. The Flat Cannon skin for the Dragoon has a unique look for its Shrapnel Blast. Interacting with an object during Vile Rush allows you to continue moving while interacting with it. Despite not having access to its normal claw weapon, Sevagoth's Shadow can still block during Sevagoth's passive. Rhino's Roar counts as a universal faction damage buff, meaning that DOT status effects double dip with it. You can use Itzal's first ability on the Deimos Jugulus, which completely breaks them. Shout out to Silver Lighter for discovering this. Hitting a gas proc with the Sickening Pulse Helmet ability more than once will set the status's damage to 0. Enemies hit by Mag's Pull have a 25% increased chance to drop an energy orb. The pause menu can be affected by slows, namely the time slow in Captura. You can still slide during a roll, allowing for some really visually confusing dodges. If you look in a direction and then quickly look down and press melee, you'll perform a ground slam in the direction you were previously looking. You can find rare bypass keys during disruption missions that allow you to dispel 1 tower's negative effect per round. Umbra is immune to the magnetic blast from Eidolons, so long as you're in operator mode. Titania's Entangle is the only slow in the game that doesn't slow down enemy animations. Titania? Fuck it, I don't care. The Raging Boar combo in the Rending Crane stance will proc Tenet Exec's special slam effect. You can cancel the Catabalist's reload with a roll, allowing you to spam the grenade. On the Quats and Quartak, you can start firing from the hip and then ADS to zoom in and still be in full auto. If you've replaced your Railjack tactical ability at the Helminth, then the tactical menu will simply display No Ability Found. You can see a giant Void Snake through this shard in the Deimos Isolation Vault. You can also occasionally see them when loading into a Railjack mission. The Vent Kids have special dialogue if you enter their clubhouse as Ureli.
Oh, mate. Clinty brought the Wave Rider. I know she got Miralina, but if you ever want to try her with a regular board like one of mine, store's always open.
Revenant is immune to the magnetic water present on the plains of Eidolon. Necromex are too, although that might be a bug. When mining on the Orb Valis, Hesperon spawns more frequently around the Temple of Prophet. Placing the Dominion Heavyblade skin on the Zenistar makes it absolutely massive. When using the regular Chroma skin on Chroma Prime, Effigy's wings will still be their Prime counterpart. There's a weird floating container of thermal sludge out north of Reflector Control. Despite being conservation targets, Velocipods aren't highlighted by the Trank Rifle and don't cause it to beep either. Nova's Molecular Prime affects conservation targets. Arcane Seeker on kit guns will target enemy heads, meaning you can use it to rack up galvanized scope stacks super quickly. Senta turrets in the Kuva Fortress can be used to build a combo with melees while they are invincible. This is especially useful for certain Riven challenges. On the Orb Valis, pets will periodically shiver. This rock in Cetus shows the Digital Extremes logo, and interacting with it rolls the credits for everybody who worked on the Plains of Eidolon update. This button can also be found in Fortuna and the Necrolisk. Alright, that's everything. I want to give a huge thank you to all of the people who left suggestions on the previous video. If there's any weird stuff that you think belongs in the series, feel free to comment down below and I'll consider slotting it into the next one. That being said, make sure to like if you enjoyed the video, dislike if you think it sucked, and subscribe if you have no taste. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on Stickney. I really shouldn't try to be funny. But I don't know. Shit, I keep...
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?